Hey there, Bloomington Normal. How are you guys doing out there today? I am Ty Smith, Modern Renaissance Man, and you're listening to my show, Cancel This. Phone number here is area code 309-451-9299, and you can text the show at area code 309-451-9299. If you would like to see me here on YouTube, all you do is go into YouTube and type in Modern Renaissance Man. And when you do that, you will see a thumbnail of me being live in Cities 92.9. You can come in here, I can interact with you, and you can interact with me. So, first things first, I always say this when I get in here, is I want to make sure that everybody out there is doing okay. We got a few people that's already tuning in here. We got Ricky, Rosie, who's tuning in from the internet. How you guys doing? Hopefully everything is going you guys' all way. Dante, hope you guys are all doing well. And to Bloomington Normal, hope you guys are all doing well as well. All right, so again, like I always say, hope you guys are all in good health, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. I know I end my shows like that a lot, but I'm also starting off like that as well because we have so much going on right now, ladies and gentlemen. There is a ton of things going on across America right now. As you guys all know, it's so much stuff. Where do you begin? Do you begin with Joe Biden having his classified documents found, or do we jump over to Mike Pence? Do we jump over to the incident that happened in Memphis with the police officers? You know, do we start with the shootings? I mean, it's so much stuff that has happened. You don't know where to begin. But I can tell you this: a lot of things that are going on right now, ladies and gentlemen. Whether you want to talk about it being politics, chaos, racism, etc., etc. When it all comes down to it, I tell you these things that I learned from being a father, and it's this. A lot of things that I learned, that I implemented into my household, I know that if anything gets out of hand in my household, me being the father, the husband, the leader, the head of my home, if anything gets out of hand, it's going to be a result of me. What am I saying? I'm saying 100% without a shadow of a doubt, I feel that things would definitely run if leadership had control. That's all I'm saying. If leadership had control, a lot of things would be running a lot smoother. Ladies and gentlemen, we got so much stuff that came out. Darn, one of the doctors, researchers, I don't have his whole accolades all laid out. Project Veritas busted this guy, saying that they were going to try to actually manipulate or give these what we call gain of function to the coronavirus so they can use that so they can create more vaccines. So much stuff, folks. Again, the phone number here is 309-451-9299. You can text the show at that same number. Also, you can tune into YouTube where I'm live in the studio, where I can interact with you and you guys can interact with me. So I guess what I can do, I can start with first and foremost, which is a passion of mine, is the Project Veritas deal. James O'Keefe, them, and Project Veritas are killing it out there. Maxwell, them, they are out there killing it, doing real journalism, how journalism used to be. If you guys do not know this, they went out and they pretty much had this guy spilling the beans because this guy thought that he was on a hot date. And he just spilled the beans about what they were doing with the vaccines. He was spilling the beans on what they were planning to do with the virus itself. He was talking about the mutations. This guy went on to say that they are trying to get it to where they can have the mutations happen themselves. If that right there was not like a confession to being able to harm Americans, I don't know what else is. And once James O'Keefe came out like Chris Hansen on To Catch a Predator, the dude started wigging out. He started attacking them. I don't know if y'all saw that. He started reaching for things. He started, oh, wait, no, wait, this is not what it is. No, this is not what it is. You got it all mixed up. You got it all wrong. I was only saying this. I was lying. Do anything like that. Most people are not trying to, okay, when you lie about something, you typically are really exaggerating some things. This dude was flowing so well with his words that there is no way that you're just going to be able to backpedal now and say, I was just playing. I was just joking. I was only lying because I was just trying to get a hot date. No, you were telling the truth, dude. And once James O'Keefe came out, he tried to flip it up. This dude got so irate, ladies and gentlemen. If y'all don't believe me, if you listen out there on Cities 92.9, go look it up on Google right now. I think by the time that video came out, I think the Project Veritas, because I'm really good friends with Maxwell. Me and him became really acquainted at a Back to Blue event where I actually got to meet Donald Trump back in 2020 in October. That's where I met Maxwell at. We marched, we Back to Blue, the whole nine. But by the next day, there was like over 80 million some odd views all over the different internet spectrums, from Instagram to YouTube to Facebook to Rumble. This dude, not only did he get busted about that, but when James O'Keefe them approached him to confront him, like, hey, this is what you've been saying. This is what you just got done saying. The dude literally became irate and tried to tell the people he's going to call the police, which James O'Keefe's like, you going to call the police? Okay, call the police. The guy's like, call the police. James O'Keefe's like, okay, call him. And then he went further on and then said he was trying to tell the store manager them not to let James O'Keefe them leave. He was trying to tell the store managers, lock the doors, lock the doors, lock the doors, don't let them leave, don't let them leave, lock the doors. The managers then were like, we can't do nothing about that. But then the managers then did, because of the chaos they were starting to cause. The managers then, they ended up asking James O'Keefe and his team to leave. Once they were trying to leave, this dude went after them. I think his name was Tristan. He went after James O'Keefe. Then he was able to reach for James O'Keefe's iPad, take it from him, and he smashed it down on the ground. Now, if you guys go and watch this video, you're going to see that some of James O'Keefe's members that were with him, his staff that were working with him, they were doing their due diligence. I'm not going to say their best. I'm going to say they were doing their due diligence to keep the guy at bay, keep him away. But ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'm going to tell y'all this right now. That could not have been your guy, Ty Smith. That could not have been me. The minute that dude started reaching for my iPad and I'm moving away and he was being aggressive, that dude would have caught like a 6-piece to his face. I would have floored him. Now I get it. I guess I don't know if this is I don't know if this is like a demeanor that all journalists are supposed to have when it comes to places where they are being like attacked. I don't know if they're supposed to say, hey, don't touch my iPad. That's my iPad. Hey, don't reach for my iPad. That's my iPad. Hey, why are you doing this? Hey. Oh, no. Ty Smith would have been like, sir, I'm going to tell you this one time. Do not try to reach for my iPad. Sir, if you reach, I'm not even going to tell, I'm just going to tell you, don't reach for my iPad. Don't try to take it from me again. Okay, sir? The minute that dude would have came and did it again, pop, 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 you would have heard nothing but fists going straight to that dude's face. Oh, Ty is violence. You're darn right it is. And this is the issue that I have with a lot of us today, is that, folks, we're not, oh my God, are we Americans or are we not? I mean, are we patriots or are we not? We do all this talking about how we are a great country. Nobody want to mess with us. Got the greatest military. Oh, how the country was founded. We have some based forefathers. Oh, we have some based warriors. We have some based soldiers to get to where we are. Oh, we have some based activists. They fought. And then here we are. Oh, our ancestors fought. Our ancestors fought. But right now, we're not supposed to? There is no way, ladies and gentlemen. James O'Keefe them did a good job, but if it was me, that dude would have woke up with a swollen eye, a busted nose, busted lip for taking my stuff and then smashing it. Oh yeah, he would have got hurt. So anyway, what ends up happening is that eventually the guy makes his way out into the street and he was still trying to prevent James then from leaving. Now, if he was lying about what he said, why was he trying so hard to keep them there? Why was he trying so hard to get that iPad and take it down and smash it if he was just making all those stories up? Why would he do that? Why would he lie? Why would he say this is all just a game? I'm just doing it to impress a date. Why would he do that? I'll tell you a little bit more about it when we get back, all right? We can ready to take a break here, folks. You're listening to Cities 92.9 and News of Talk of Bloomington Normal. So whenever you just press that,
Yep.
you press what to shut me off? You press the white button?
Yeah. So that's off. Take that out, but then that's on. That's this mic. But and I took it out. So this is program, meaning like whether or not it's playing on. So these all these red ones mean whether or not it's going to go on air for everybody to hear. So like I'm going to take that mic out of program. So what I've been doing right now is you're mic 3 right now. So I use that one, that on, that off. Now it's back in program.
So the minute you press that, it instantly brings in the commercial volume, and everything is already up. And
So as soon as that runs out, yes. Well, I push this one back up. So when you're like talking and stuff, I've already brought it down to where it's like down here. So then the music is quiet, and then once I see that it's getting close, once the music's done, I could push it back up, but usually I don't do it until.
Okay. But the minute I got done talking, you shut me off and push the volume up.
Push the volume up. Yep.
So the volume, technically, you never shut the volume off though. You just have it turned down.
I have it turned down most of the way. Sometimes I'll turn it all the way off if somebody starts going over or something, and I forget to put it in manual. For the most part, I never put it all the way off.
Okay.
You can put it all the way off though; it's not an issue as long as you just put it back on when the ads come back on.
So if that was me over there doing it right now, as soon as I say we'll be right back, I turn myself off, turn the volume up.
Yep.
And then while the volume is up, when it brings me back in, as soon as I start talking, I turn myself on, but then just turn the volume down so it can kind of be balanced so where they can hear me and the music a little bit. Then eventually, okay, that should be easy, dude.
No, it's a pretty easy job. I honestly just like it because I usually do like my own show prep during your show or homework or something. Okay. So I kind of like it, and I get paid to be here. So
I just didn't know. I was just like, I'd be feeling bad. Like,
No, and then my show moved now. My show's on Sundays now from 3 to 5.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it's not 2 hours. I used to only have 1 hour. I'm also learning a bit on I'm setting up a Rumble and a YouTube because I want to like get it live streamed. And so if you wouldn't mind sharing that stuff once I do get it all up, I'd really appreciate it.
Hey there, Bloomington Normal. I am Ty Smith, Modern Renaissance Man, and you're listening to my show, Cancel This. The phone number here is area code 309-451-9299. You can text the show at that number, 309-451-9299. And if you would like to see me live in the studio on YouTube where I can interact with you and you interact with me, go over to YouTube, type in Modern Renaissance Man. You will see a thumbnail of me being live at Cities 92.9. I can see your comments and respond to those comments, etc., all right? So before we took the break, ladies and gentlemen, we were discussing the whole ordeal that went down with Project Veritas doing an awesome job with busting a guy that worked for Pfizer. He's high up there, and how he ended up trying to attack Project Veritas. So let me just sum this up real quick for y'all. What ends up happening, James O'Keefe, them came out, busted the guys, saying some things that they were going to do with the COVID virus. How pretty much, in other words, I'm just letting y'all know they were going to make it have gain of function to where they were going to mutate it themselves so it can infect people so they can be the ones that come up with the problem. And then they're going to end up coming up with the answer. So I tell people a lot of times that a lot of people that create these things, they do it on purpose. They create the problem so they can be the answer to it. So if this guy that works for Pfizer said we're going to mutate the virus, infect people pretty much, and then we're going to be the ones that also create the vaccine to fix them. And James O'Keefe them busted him on it. And what he did, he tried to backtrack and say, hey, I made all that up. I only said it because I was just trying to impress the date. But then if he was trying to only impress the date, why didn't the dude get the heck out of there? But instead, he attacks them. He tries to take their iPad. What he did he took their iPad, smashed it down. He was trying to prevent them from leaving out of the store, even though the store manager was saying, we need you guys to leave. And typically, if y'all don't know this, if you cause any type of controversy or issues within a restaurant, that's typically what managers do. Hey, we got to ask y'all to leave because, X, Y, and Z is causing too much commotion. Now, the guy goes outside and still was trying to go after Project Veritas. And then he actually ends up being the one running off and leaving. So my question to you guys that are listening right now, why in the world, if somebody was just making up lies, why wouldn't he just say, like, look, I don't care. Look, I'm innocent. I made up that so I can impress that day. So y'all can video all you want to. I do not care. Take all the film you want to. This dude did not do that. He tried to steal the iPad stuff. So that lets me know he seems to be completely flat out guilty. So the guy, the perpetrator, Tristan, I think his name is, he leaves the scene, right? Once he leaves, the police shows up. The police asked what went down. James O'Keefe them told the police, showed them what was going on. The police turned around and said, actually, we would have, and we're going to be looking to arrest him because he went on the attack. So the ones that are listening to me out there, the reason why I tell y'all all that I'm telling you this is because this. A lot of y'all been duped. A lot of you guys have been completely duped. Ladies and gentlemen, from the beginning, and I'm telling you right now, and I'm saying this with all sincerity, I just wish that a lot of you guys would have took time to sit back and simply think. When all this stuff started going down, I simply said, you guys think about this. I gave so many different analogies. I said if there was some, if we were in unfamiliar territory and we all had to cross over like in water or something like that, I'm not going to be the one getting in the water. Other people who are sitting back saying, hey, go ahead and get in the water. Let's go ahead and get in the water. It's great. Let's just go ahead and get in. The ones that were telling you to get in, how come they're not getting in? We saw so many videos of people taking the fake jab in the arm. Needles weren't even going in the arm. Some of them didn't even, I mean, gosh. So many different things. We know Americans, man, we knew that whenever something is being introduced in as a medical treatment or any type of new medicine is coming out, we know that they always say things like studies show or studies prove. We had politicians all saying that Donald Trump's there to get this. I'm not getting it. We had all this information out there, and yet at the same time, people still got coerced, got bullied, got scared. They preyed off of some of you that doesn't have the full mental capacity to actually combat something like this. They preyed off your ignorance to get you to go and get yourself fulfilled in your arm with this. I can't say it on YouTube, but it's the V word, but it ends with actionations. I said it and I disagreed with it when Donald Trump did the same thing. What did Donald Trump say? We've never done it before. Never before has it been done. I don't know if y'all notice that Donald Trump does it a lot. He'll say something and he'll say it like the backwards way. He'll say, the food is great. Great is the food. Yeah, he does things like that. So he said that this was going to be a great thing. It's never been done. Never been done. We done it fast. Some of the most brilliant scientists out there in the world. We're going to push it out there. It works. It's phenomenal. We're going to, and I was still like, nope. I don't care what you say. This has not been studied. Who have y'all tested this on? And what are the results of that? What are the long-term effects? But no. I had a tinfoil hat on. I started being called a conspiracy theorist. It's amazing to me too, y'all. I'm throwing shots right now to those that are listening on YouTube as well. I'm throwing shots right now. It's amazing how we be so quick to downplay conspiracy theories, but then we'll sit there and uplift critical race theory. But anyway, that's another thing. So anyway, like I was just saying though, the point is this. All these different people, brilliant doctors, cardiologists, they were all out here. Me, myself, we were all out here in medical field. We were speaking out, letting you guys know the basic ABCs and the 1, 2, 3s when it comes to this. And I don't like to say we because I just say they. Some of them were being completely like bullied. They were being coerced to shut up, the whole nine. I didn't care. I don't get bullied. I just don't. I'm not scared of anybody. No, I'm not the toughest guy in the whole world. I'm just telling you the truth. I don't fear anyone. I'm not scared of no one at all, folks. I'm sorry. I'm just not. Some of y'all, if that's you, but not me. I'm not scared of what people on my job are going to think of me. I'm not scared of what people in my church would think of me. I'm not scared of what people in the community would think about me. I wouldn't care what people in my family would think of me because I did not decide to do what everybody else in the whole world seemed to have been doing. Absolutely not. I do not care. Well, Ty, all the things y'all were saying about me, putting my grandma at risk, putting my family at risk, putting other folks at risk. Look what it turned out to be. Look what it turned out to be. Wrong. Completely 100% wrong. Oh, but no. Well, the only difference is, Ty, see, but they didn't know. Oh, stop it. Stop it. Stop with your Stockholm syndrome. Quit trying to make excuses up for your abuser. That's all you're doing. So the point is this. Whenever we were saying, and whenever especially Rand Paul was just really letting us know the way he was coming at Fauci. about gain of function. Folks, if you don't know what gain of function is, it's like the equivalence of you have a car and they put a turbo on it, then they put nitrous on it to make the car faster, and then they do like some James Bond stuff. They add equipment to it to where the car can shoot missiles and everything now. That's gain of function. Your car gained a function that it never had, or what it wouldn't naturally have. People that work out, if you are an athlete and you take anabolic steroids to enhance your performance, you did something pretty much called gain of function. By you taking this medication, it caused you to gain a function, a strength, a speed that you would not have been able to naturally do if you had not taken steroids. So what are you saying on this for, Ty? Most of our diseases that's found out there in nature do not develop gain of function. Yes, they mutate. When they do mutate, they typically do not mutate into something more dangerous. When something mutates, it's actually lesser. It's less severe, not more when it mutates. When usually something mutates, it downgrades. That's why if you do happen to get the flu again, oh man, I had my flu shot, but I got the flu again. Yeah, because you had a different variant. That's what it is. It don't mean that you got the worst variant. It just means you got a different variant. You still ended up with what? The sniffles, the body aches, possibly. Sometimes you don't get all of them. But my point is, ladies and gentlemen, is that what we had going on out there in the world, it was something completely different. Emails proved it. That they said that you had scientists out there saying that, and who was, you had scientists out there that were talking with Dr. Fauci saying they know that it was gain of function. That's what they did. So here's the deal. If that was made NALAB, and now they got so-called vaccines to treat it. This guy comes along and say, we are actually working on doing mutations ourselves. And so we can be the ones to give you guys a vaccine to fix it. Profits out of the world, folks. We know what's going down here, folks. And I told y'all over a year ago that this is going to be a continuous process as far as you need it every year. But I'll hit on that a little bit more when we come back, folks. We're going to take another break. You're listening to Cities 92.9, the news that's all blooming to normal.
I'm also curious what you think. I got some logos. I've been rebranding a lot because Eddie's like kind of done. And so I've got like a bunch of different logos I mocked up.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, that's pretty sick.
Yeah. That one since I'm in college. Now, this is just something I was playing around. I don't like that one very much. And then that's just a rebrand of what I already had. Just with only my name. What do you think?
Yeah, those first two, I like those first two, definitely.
Okay, that one. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be a battle between those first two.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm really pulling towards the second one. I really like that.
Yeah, I liked it. The thing that made me a little mad is I didn't know, but if you look at, I think I have it up on this one actually, so if you look at all the podcasts we have, the Ryan Mack Show, which is now where I was, that's his. And so it's like really similar.
I see. Dang it.
And then this is a different podcast that we've been playing recently, Eldonzo and D's podcast, which is also super similar. With the idea of the microphone and the...
So yeah, if that's the case, then I definitely probably roll with the first one and somebody else.
But the thing is, I'm also working on this to try to build a national brand. Like, and so it's not just going to be here. Like, that's going to be my logo for my YouTube channel, my Rumble. I'm going to make a Facebook page for it.
Oh, nice.
So.
Yeah, if you got a computer, oh, you got it right there. You can download Filmora Wondershare, and you can do all kinds of. That's where I do all my editing, my thumbnails.
Oh yeah.
And it's free.
Okay. What's that called?
Filmora Wondershare.
Filmora?
Yeah, Filmora.
Filmora. Wondershare. I found it perfect. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. It's free.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Perfect.
Yep. They're showing you 12 right there. I think 12 you pay for, but you can also get the lower version in 12. Oh, but it might be a thing where it's definitely a free.
See, it's a free download.
Yep. And only difference is you don't have some stuff you don't need anyway, but you won't have access to like a bunch of crazy extra stuff that most people don't use anyway.
Well, I have access because I use God, what's the name of it? It's the Adobe film editor.
Okay, yeah.
I use that one sometimes.
Oh, sweet.
For like pre-recorded stuff. The other thing I was wondering too is because like a lot of times I bring in guests, and so like I don't know anything about, and maybe you know, maybe you do, or maybe you know somebody, but I don't know anything about like if I had two cameras set up, how can I like, I don't know like
Like if you talked, if you were to talk and it'll show you, and then if they talk, you
so
press
like
it.
I don't know like anything about, because I know there's like things where you can hit buttons and then it'll like
YOLO.
change. I don't know any of that shit.
Yeah, it's called a YOLO.
Yeah.
And it's basically you can like you would like have the camera is right there. You would take the camera and plug it into the YOLO, and it's just up there. You can have tickers going. You can have all type of things going while you know how it is like when you watch like that right there. You can have tickers and all that going to let people know to hit the like button or subscribe or blah blah blah. And the minute the other person talks, you just touch the screen and it just fades to them.
Oh yeah.
It's that easy. Yep. It's called a YOLO.
How much does shit like that cost?
I don't know because I usually get it free because they want me to try it because of the channel.
I know. If you have anything extra laying around or anything that you wouldn't mind getting rid of, I'd love to take it and play around and figure my shit out. I just want it to look, my biggest thing is like, I want things to look professional, but I know like when you start out, nothing really looks super professional because you got to learn it all. So, like I'm a college kid too. It's not like I have a bunch of money that I can just drop to invest in a podcast or something. Like,
I hear you. Yeah, I definitely know what you can do with that. We're about to be right back, folks. All right. Don't forget to hit that like button. Appreciate y'all all being in here. What's going on, Bloomington Normal? I am Ty Smith, Modern Renaissance Man. Welcome to my show, Cancel This. The phone number here is area code 309-451-9299. You can text the show at that same number, 309-451-9299. And if you would like to see me live in the studio where I can interact with you and you interact with me, then go over to YouTube, type in Modern Renaissance Man. You will see me live in the studio. I can interact with you and you can interact with me. And so we're going to go ahead and take a few wordings from the people that are here on the comment section here, YouTube. We got someone here. We got the Assassin of the Grey said conspiracy theorist. He said equals someone who read a few chapters ahead of the class. Okay. We got Wanda who said, hey, when it comes to pretty much the vaccination, Trump said you have a choice. That is a really good point right there. Trump did say that. And yep, you're absolutely right. We got Wanda who says, Ty, I'm with you. I appreciate that. We got Take Heed to the Message who said, I had to get it for my job. I know, folks, listen to me when I tell y'all this, because this is going to make a lot of y'all mad. When people would say to me, I had to take it because of my job, that was through word of mouth 90% of the time. Ty, what are you talking about? If you are in this chat right now on YouTube, or if you are listening in Bloomington Normal, most of you were told by word that you had to get the shot. Ty Smith did a bunch of calling around. I did a bunch of looking into things, and guess what? I always know, because me being a director, I always know that if I do get a position where I'm working and doing anything in administration, one of the first things I want to do is look at something called policy. And when this happened, I started asking for policy. Well, you know, everybody's saying it, and I don't care what everybody is saying. Where's it at in my employment policy? That's all I want to see. If you guys are saying that I have to get this vaccination, put it in policy. Well, you know, the White House and then Governor Pritzker, I don't care what the White House said. I don't care what Pritzker put into place. I want this to be in my job's policy. When I did that, guess what happened? Well, we don't have it in our policy, but everybody, I know when I'm not doing it. Well, you won't have your job. I say, yes, I will. So at my job, I'm just telling you the truth. At this job, I'm just telling you, at the job, what I was told by a higher upper there is that if you don't have the vaccination, the first step vaccination, then you can't come in Monday. I said, I'm coming to work on Monday. This administrator said, no, you're not. I said, yes, I am. She said, no, you're not. I said, what's going to happen when I show up? Because I'm going to show up. She said, we're going to call the police. I said, for what? What are the police going to do? So guess what I did? I took it upon myself to call the police. I explained to them the situation. Guess what the police said? We are here only to those who are breaking the law. You, and this is here in Bloomington Normal, by the way, Bloomington Normal, police. They said, you are not breaking the law. They said, do you work there? I said, yes, I do. They said, did you get fired? I said, no, I did not. They said, so you were told that if you don't get the vaccination, you can't come to work Monday? I said, yes. They said, well, you can go to work Monday. There's nothing we can do about that because you're not breaking the law. But some of you were duped into thinking that the mandate meant that it was law. So guess what I did? I showed my happy self on up to work, and I walked in the meeting like I always did, and they were looking at me like cows at new gates. I said, go call the police. But before you do, I've already talked to them. I've already talked to them. They're not going to come up here and do anything because I'm not breaking the law. And guess what they did? Nothing. I got a call from corporate asking me what was going on. I explained to them what was going on. And they told me they can't put it in policy because they don't know all the ins and outs of it. All they know is that they're being told. I said, you guys are being told too. So everything was by word of mouth. It was all by word of mouth. And I'm telling you this is what happened, folks. I told as many people on my job as I possibly could. But one thing they did want to get, and it's completely fine, they wanted a religious exemption. Because of all the different connections that I've made throughout my life, I have a lot of people who are lawyers, a lot of people who are doctors, a lot of people who are real estate lawyers, a lot of people who are medical lawyers. I got lawyers that actually are lawyers for current hospitals. I called them up and told them what was going on. They told me exactly what I needed to do and gave me a template of how I can use to turn it into my jobs, a religious exemption. Because guess what the job would try to do? The job has a clause where they can fire you without a cause, blah, 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 blah. So I filled out, I got a template for a religious exemption. And I turned that religious exemption in. And guess what? I got so detailed with it, ladies and gentlemen, listen to me, that if you turn in a religious exemption and you got denied, you need to email me because your job cannot tell you how to believe. If you are a tree hugger, if you worship alligators, if you worship sharks, if you worship corn, wind, the moon, stars, whatever it is that you worship, your job had no way to be able to tell you that you cannot do that based off your beliefs. And they cannot tell you how to believe. What your job was supposed to do is take your religious exemption and turn it in and say, okay, we're accepting it. If your job even went a little far and tried to tell you, well, we need to get a pastor. No, because guess what? Your pastor cannot tell you how to believe. I think I gave out maybe 9,000 to 10,000 templates. I kid y'all not. And I don't think I got one person to email me back and say it did not take. They wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do it. You want to know why? It was not law. It was a mandate. And then when you end up studying what mandates mean, it only becomes a mandate when you do any type of action to show that you agree with it or if you say yes to it. I'll give y'all an example. The ones who push this out are called the mandators. You who might accept it is called a mandatee. But it only becomes a mandate whenever you agree to it through your actions, like getting the ouchie in your shoulder, or by you signing the consent form to get the ouchie in your shoulder. That's when it becomes mandate. A lot of y'all didn't know that. I went around and tried to spread this gospel to so many people. The job started getting mad at me. Stop telling the nurses this. Stop telling the doctors this, Ty. I'm not stopping doing anything because I care for human beings' lives. This is crazy. So I went around spreading it like wildfire. Everybody, y'all do not have to get that shot. You don't have to get it. Get with me. I'll give you a religious exemption. The job has to take it. They cannot discriminate against you based on your based off your religious belief. They can't tell you how to believe. They can't tell you what to believe. If you sat there and said, hey, check this out. I worship dirt. And if according to your belief, you believe that you're not going to get this because the dirt speaks to you and the dirt tells you not to get a shot, they cannot tell you that you are out of your mind. They can't do that because then there would be religious discrimination, and they did not want to play around with that. Everybody that got this religious exemption on my job, everybody has their job. Multiple facilities between St. Louis and Central Illinois. All of them still have their jobs. So what they do is they trick you folks with their wording, like they tried to do with me. If you don't get it, then don't show up to work on Monday. And I had a lot of nurses, a lot of doctors come back and tell me throughout all this whole nation, well, they told me that by me not getting it, that's my way of saying that I'm agreeing to being fired. I said, did they put that in writing? Well, no. See, no, I'm not going by no hearsay, because they're going to take it like you voluntarily left the job. And then they said, well, Ty, I did it, and they fired me, and I didn't even get unemployment. No, because they didn't fire you. You left. That's the trickery that they do to a lot of us right now. They play off these words. Just like I told you that in the beginning, that the vaccine never was approved, but it was authorized. 2 A words. Sound like they might mean the same thing, but they don't. The vaccine they showed you, the FDA, authorized this to be used as an emergency use, blah, 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 blah. But it does goes on to say it was never approved. Can y'all imagine that? Look, I'm going to authorize this stuff to be used on y'all, but I'm not approving it. Okay, I'm going to authorize my son to drive a car off of a cliff, but I'm not approving of him to do it though. But I do authorize him to do it. This is what they did. They had it written out. I read the whole thing off of my channel. Anybody that's talking right now, I see there's a lot of comments flying here on YouTube right now. Anybody that's asking me about the religious exemption, go to my email. My email is T as in Tom, T Smith 1264 at yahoo.com. I will send you the template. It breaks everything down for you to the extent. I mean, folks, y'all have no idea. They were sitting there, and Johnson & Johnson, Moderna, and Pfizer all have their stuff written out how they did this. Number one, they used this on aborted babies' tissues. This is not no conspiracy theory, YouTube. This is not me making up stuff. This is not me trying to get people around. No, they put the experimentation of these vaccines on the cell lines, the lung cell lines of aborted fetuses, ladies and gentlemen. Did you know that? Yeah, y'all didn't know that, did y'all? Huh? Oh, I know. Oh, what you say? Say it again. I'll say it real slow because I talk real fast. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer, Moderna, they all tested the vaccines on the cell line tissues of aborted fetuses. Why in the world do y'all think they are really pushing this whole my body, my choice, my body, my choice? You think it's all because it's about women making great decisions and all? It has nothing to do with that. It's all because that's why do you think they want you to let your baby to be long term? But why do you think that? The more mature the baby is, the better their research can be on testing out these different things. You think when you get an abortion, they just take your baby, they just go put it into like they go put it in the fire and burn it? No, they don't. Again, they tested the vaccine on the cell line tissues of aborted babies. Now, in the exemption that I give out, that's exactly what I have people put in there. The fact that you don't believe if you don't believe in abortion, that is accepted as a religious belief. Well, what religion are you? I'm a dirt worshiper. And they can tell you, and then your job can't tell you that you're not a dirt worshiper. I'm telling y'all, this is what they do. It's evil. These people are flat out plumb evil. They do not care about you. They do not care about me. All they do is care about keeping and maintaining their elite status. It's plain and simple, folks. We'll learn this a little bit more. We're going to take a break. You're listening to Season 92.9, the Dudes Talk Blue to Normal. All right, so y'all that are tuning in from the YouTube, we're taking a break right now from the radio, so that's why y'all see me keep going in and out a little bit right here. But again, if you're trying to get a religious exemption from me, email me. Matter of fact, let me see if I can put it right here. Let me see if I can type my email.
my family's life easier for well over a decade. From installing our new garage door opener and keyless entry system to
All right, I know I'm real close to y'all face and all that, but is one of my moderators in here, Red, Fatal, None, or one of you guys in here?
Hey, this is Kevin Ferris with Ty Smith. How can I help you today? May I ask your name? Yeah, I knew George. I forgot your name. George wants to talk. Is that okay? Awesome. We'll bring you on. Just make sure you follow the speaking guidelines, no profanities or anything. I know we've come close sometimes. All right, I'll put you on hold, and Ty will bring you on soon. Yep. Okay, that's George when you're ready. Just...
And I'm Deez. We're reminding you to get your rear
Yeah, he probably gonna take us to the end of the show. I haven't talked to him in a long time though. I'm glad he called in actually because I'm kind of got to worry about him. He had a lot of personal stuff that went on with his wife and everything. And
I'm gonna try to play around with how to get his call onto the speaker.
yeah, that'd be pretty sweet. Cause now,
I'll play around with it.
Own little humorous band that's right here on Cities 92.9 News and Talk.
everybody, can you guys hear all this?
Right now, but once I turn the mic on, that's when it turns off. Okay. And so I'm gonna try to fix that.
Hey there, Bloomington Normal. How are you guys doing? I'm Ty Smith, Modern Renaissance Man. You are listening to my show, Cancel This. The phone number here is area code 309-451-9299. You can text the show at that same number, 309-451-9299. If you would like to tune in and see me live in the studio on YouTube, go onto YouTube, type in Modern Renaissance Man, and once you see that thumbnail of me being in Cities 92.9, click on it. You can see me. I can interact with you, and you interact with me. So, before we took the break, you guys all heard me breaking down a lot of things that the government, that your job, that society, them all kind of coerce people through the trickery of their words to get you guys to take this vaccination, right? I just explained a lot of things to you. I explained what the mandate was. I explained to you that, most jobs did not have anything in policy to even back up the fact that they were trying to get you guys to take it. I spoke out to you guys about how religious exemptions were being accepted, and your job, no matter who it is, they have no right to question you on your religious beliefs, whether you worship dirt, whether you worship pigs, whether you worship cows, fish, shoestrings, it does not matter. If according to your belief that it was told to you that you are not supposed to get this, then they couldn't do it. But the biggest thing, folks, because I had some comments that came in while we were on a break, they said, what was the biggest takeaway that most people use when they did get the religious exemption template that I sent out? The biggest takeaway from it is, so long as you don't believe in abortion. That was how you would definitely get away with it, because Johnson & Johnson, Moderna, and Pfizer all tested this vaccination on the fetus cells of aborted babies. That's what they tested it on. And the fact that you don't believe in abortion, which I went in on them and I thought that was horrific, which it is. That is absolutely crazy. Encourage these mothers, encourage these radical feminists, encourage them all with this dumb nonsense, my body, my choice, as a means to kill your child. Y'all, give me that. Y'all remember when you were going through school, they had you do opposites? Y'all remember that? The opposite of dark is light. The opposite of good is bad. Y'all remember that? The opposite of up is down. Do y'all remember them telling us that? The opposite of life is what, y'all? My choice. No. The opposite of life is death. What am I saying that for? Ty, are you saying that you're pro-life? Yes. The opposite of life is death. So wouldn't it be awesome if we could just write it in there like that? Are you pro-choice or pro-death? Somebody just got them saying, oh my God, Ty, I never thought about it that way. I know, because as long as they keep on throwing around these slogans and repeating it over and over again in your head, you don't think about it that way. They don't care. They just want you to go rinse and repeat and regurgitate what they said. Are you pro-life or are you pro-choice? No. The question should be, are you pro-life or are you pro-death? Because something is dying. If you're pro-life, why do they call it pro-life? Why do they call it pro-life? Because the word within itself is enough. You are pro about something living. But then they want to turn around and say pro-choice. No, it's pro-life or it's pro-death. You're for the life of the growing baby or you're for the death of the growing baby. And I love when some of these idiots try to come at me. Well, it's nothing but a clump of cells. So are the cells surrounding your heart right now. Matter of fact, if you got that vaccination, you might want to go and get the cells of your heart checked out right now. They may be inflamed, but who cares? Let them die. They're just cells. But what's going to happen when those cells in your heart die? You're going to die. You're going to die. So use that same analogy. Use that same energy when you come at me and try to say it's just a clump of cells. Yeah, but what happened if you left those clump of cells alone? Do you know you got something on your body right now? The first organ. A lot of folks don't even notice because you think our organs are inside. Your skin is an organ. Yes, it's an organ. And you got something called skin cells. How about you go and get rid of all those and let's see what happened. Just take away the whole top layer. Take away your whole epidermis is what it's called. Burn it off. Burn all your skin off since it's just cells. The heck out of here with that nonsense. It's just a clump of cells. Anyway, folks, before we took the break, we did have somebody that called in up here. And we're going to take that call on right now. And hopefully the listening audience, you guys will be able to hear it. Caller, you're on the line. George, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing all right. I got your text a couple weeks ago, but I can't get my phone don't text. I got to get a new one.
I'm glad you told me that because I was worried.
I'm alive and well. Have you seen a movie called Died Suddenly?
Yes, sir.
A documentary, not a movie.
It's a doc. Yep.
Airplane pilots having to have the shot, and one of them has a heart attack and dies suddenly. They better hope the co-pilot doesn't get the same shot the same day.
You know what? It's interesting that you say that, George, because they're blocking this video. And I got to get it. I'm just not going to say who the source is, but let's just say a major news source, ladies and gentlemen, that y'all all know. Everybody knows this major news source. And this major news source that I'm talking about is one of the news sources that I actually interviewed with. So y'all got to look in. I'm not going to tell y'all which one. We have a video of a pilot actually going into cardiac arrest on the airplane in the cockpit, and the pilot had to take over. The co-pilot had to take over along with one of the stewardess because the pilot had a heart attack while flying, and they put it in autopilot mode.
Now, real quick about abortion. People, they don't look. You can be pro-choice. I don't know how you can be that, but or pro-life. How can you be that? It's either life or nothing, like you said. But here's the financial end. Nobody even thinks about. You're not going to get no Social Security because you're just a kid. And I want to thank you for working for me, paying my Social Security. Thank you very much, and your kids, and my great-grandchildren. But here's the thing. They said less than 10 years ago, if we had 35 million more taxpayers, we'd be solvent. All we need is 35 million. Well, how are you going to have 35 million when you killed 70 million potential taxpayers?
Wow.
The water and let it go with that. See, son or daughter? No, you look at the ripples. Follow the ripples. And nobody thinks about, you know what, every time you kill, there's nothing wrong with abortion if you kill all the abortionists. Push it. And they believe in God. It's on every bill that you get, it says, God we trust. All you other people pay cash. They believe in God. In God we trust. There's a Holocaust in this country. I mean, it's worse than the Holocaust. The Jews had a chance to fight back. I don't care if they were 3 years old or 103 years old. They could at least did something. This unborn child in there screaming, not knowing what's happening to it. A Democratic congressman from Oklahoma was on the television one day on a documentary. He said, we are the Bible Belt of America. We are the Bible Belt of America. We have churches on every corner in Oklahoma, almost. Per capita, we are the busiest. He said, you can be a Democrat, but you can't be a Christian. You can be a Christian, but you can't be a Democrat.
Wow.
Somebody said one day, I wish somebody'd shoot Biden. I don't want him shot. I don't want no congressman, Democrat shot. I want him to get out of bed one day and get a siege of lightning, and go and tell. apologize to the American public how they've been screwing us over since all the way back to Thomas Jefferson, who was a slave owner who had 5 children by a slave, and apologize all the way back from day one, before day one. That's all. I don't want them dead. I want them to realize what they're doing. What they do to you and me, me and you are troublemakers. What they do to me, guys from the West Side here, they do to their own children and grandchildren. Then they don't know it. They don't care. When they pollute the waters in the sky, I want to see like Matrix. They go into a hole in the wall and it closes back up. I want to see the air they breathe and the water they drink.
Wow.
What? One day, I don't like Christians. They're no good. Really? Let me tell you something. The only thing keeps me from blowing your brains out is that I'm a Christian. Because there's people out here walk this street that aren't Christian that will blow your brains out. I don't know what the heck's wrong with people.
I know what's wrong with them, George. I know what's wrong with them. They're being led by evil. And you know what? At this point in time right now, I get some of the ones that may be deceived at an early age because, that's how predators work. Predators want to get them while they're young. That's how all predators operate. Predators go after the young, the newborn first. And that's why they want to implement all this crazy extra sexual stuff to kids at an early age, because all it's going to do is set these kids up to be groomed, to be preyed upon by pedophiles and all that, to make it seem like what the pedophiles are doing are normal. The drag queens and oh my God, yes. Yes, I mean, and again, to me, the line has been drawn in the sand. They're literally showing America right now, like, hey, we can talk to your kids about sex. We can bring in these completely full-blown grown men looking like something out of a scary movie, call them drag queens, talk to y'all about sexual things, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We can do all of that, and there's nothing that y'all parents are going to do. This is what they can do. But, God, folks, we can ready to take a break here. More to show when we come back. You're listening to Cities 92.9, the news and talk of Bloomington Normal.
All right, I hung up on him. So. I gotta let it play until we.
It's not still live, right?
No.
All right, hey folks, still appreciate y'all all being in here. Don't forget, guys, hit that thumbs up button so this video can be circulated within the YouTube world and all that good stuff. Really appreciate y'all. If you want to send donations or whatever like that, I'd rather have you send it through Cash App. Don't send it through YouTube Super Chat, because I don't want YouTube to get any of that. YouTube is super, y'all have no idea. I wish YouTube is really, really pissed at me right now. I'm talking real bad. Like, YouTube usually doesn't contact me, but YouTube is contacting me because I think something is going on, really, y'all. I think it might be for the better. YouTube seems to be kind of, they seem to be kind of like in a panic, because what happened, I'm just talking to y'all about this. Okay. Whenever YouTube terminated my channel, I got counsel. I said, anybody that's at YouTube right now, all of my videos that y'all pushed down and took down for medical misinformation, I told them, I want you guys to find one person that worked for Google. I want to find a person, and I have all their names because I recorded every last time I talk with YouTube. I want all 18 of these individuals that took down my videos for medical misinformation. I want their medical background for them to combat me and say that what I put up there was medical misinformation, since I am a medical professional. I didn't go to school for this stuff for nothing. I told them the therapy background, the orthopedics background. I will show you that. I will show y'all my license. And I want to know who in here is going to tell me that what I just got done saying was medical misinformation, because whoever it is, I'm suing them. All of a sudden, my channel was restored miraculously. And so anyway, I noticed that lately I've been able to talk a whole lot more about these things when it comes to getting that squirt in your arm. And now I'm not being hit with medical misinformation anymore. But YouTube is saying, "Oh, we just like it." You know how what they're doing. They're doing things like this. They're going, "Hey, how about you try talking about this in that manner? Hey, how about you also try giving your point, but also saying that this is another point that you can give." That's what they're doing. So something has them a little scared right now. I feel like it might be something kind of swinging back their way, because somehow, some way, they're kind of getting in trouble. And I let them know, whoever those 18 individuals are, I have their names. I have whenever they sat there and they took my videos down, and I want to sue them because they were spreading medical misinformation. Unless they are a medical professional themselves and they got their own opinion and they can show me scientifically where and how they disagree with me and form their own hypotheses, then we can go. But they didn't do that. Again, it only happens, folks, because in the world we're living in today, you're expected to take it and shut up. That's what you are expected to do. You are expected to take it and shut up. I'm not just talking about the jab. I'm talking about whatever they tell y'all, whatever stuff they spewing out on y'all right now. Which y'all about to make me start talking a little bit too much about what I'm going to be going on my next show about.
Are you going to talk all about the Memphis?
Oh my dude! Oh my God! Did you see the video?
I did. It's messed up, but at the same time, you know why it's not getting nearly as much media attention?
Oh, you know why. Everybody used to, I'm just being frank, everybody using niggas killing themselves, so what's new?
Yeah, but the thing that's crazy is the leftist media is still like, why black men killing black men still shows white supremacy in the police force. And I'm just like,
yes, I'm good. Yeah,
what the
I'm definitely getting on
absolute
that.
fuck?
Yes. Yep.
I don't get it.
Yep.
I have a buddy who works at Project Veritas, though. I'm texting him now to see if I can get anybody to call him when I show tomorrow from PV.
Oh, that'd be sweet. Oh, man, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna write this note for me real quick. If I can get a hold of, well, I can get a hold of him, but I'll see if he's busy to where he can do it too. Maxwell.
Who?
Maxwell, he's the James O'Keefe secondhand man, the black dude.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, man, me and him, we talk all the time.
Yeah, they have a lot of media shit that they have to go through. That's what my guy, because my buddy's his name's Kerry Porch. He's the one who exposed CNN through PV a few years ago.
Carl Tadad said, "MRM, are you okay? I wonder about your mental health." No, I'm not okay because I don't know what I am right now. And what I mean by that is, earlier today, my wife left for a little bit. So I was transparent because I had to be the mother and the father. So I was transparent. But now I'm away from my wife and my sons right now. So I don't know what I am right now. I am, what's the Roman numeral? What's the word for one?
Uno?
I'm Uno. I'm trans Uno. So, I'm trans Uno. Ivan, you called up here the last time. Don't try to, We're not answering your call. Matter of fact, Ivan, if you call up here again, I'm gonna just let you stay on the phone with Kevin, cause he smashed you. If that was you, Ivan, yeah, you went running off with your tail between your legs.
Protect the future you're working for with me, Brad Worth, your local country financial representative. Need more customers your door? Listen to this radio station.
So yeah, Carl, I just want somebody to hear me out, because it's really hard when you don't understand who you are, and I don't know who I am. Like I'm trans Uno right now because I'm not around my wife, but once I go back home, I'll be back normal again. So, yeah, but pretty soon I'm gonna be having my period too. Yeah, I've been feeling like these cramps, like in my external ovaries. Here we go, folks. What is going on, Bloomington Normal? I am Ty Smith, modern Renaissance man, and you're listening to my show, Cancel This. The phone number here is area code 309-451-9299. And you can text the show at 309-451-9299. If you would like to see me live in the studio at YouTube, go on to YouTube, type in Modern Renaissance Man, and you will see me live in the studio, and I can see you. I can interact with you. You can interact with me. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and get off the last subject that I was talking about. You guys all heard me talking about the abortion, what they did to coerce you guys into getting that fulfillment in your arm, the religious exemptions, the whole nine. But what I do want to do now is turn you guys' attention to what happened in Memphis. If you don't know, police officers, I think it's 6 of them, are being charged with murder because they killed a young black man, supposedly, allegedly, is what this is all about. Now, when this first came out, folks were losing their minds. Here we go all over again. White supremacy, white cops killed another black man. That was the story. White cops killed a black man. They beat him to death. They beat the living daylights out of this guy. Well, turns out the police officers themselves were black. Yeah, they were black. Producer Kevin just got done saying to me in here, he said, you know, it's interesting that the mainstream news outlets are not covering it like they should be. But what's really interesting is this. I'm just going to be real with y'all. I can't say it on the air, but some of you that's been following me for a while know what I mean when I say this particular phrase. And so here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen, to the listening audience out there in Bloomington Normal. You can't say the N-word, but to take the place of the N-word is this skilled martial artist called a ninja. Ninja is taking the place of the N-word. So when Kev said to me, you know, why is this being covered on mainstream? I said, because everybody's used to ninjas killing ninjas. Just keep it real. I'll say Negro. America is used to Negroes killing Negroes, and that's why this wasn't getting that much publicity. But it was a little too late because they had already pushed it out. Oh, this is terrible. Oh, we have it here again. We have police officers killed a young black man. Oh, this young man, he gave his life to the Lord when he was 12. He loved his community. He didn't do anything wrong. He never did. Now, I'm not justifying this at all. I'm just telling y'all what your media does. This kid, he was an upstanding citizen for his community. He did great things. His mom said he learned to tie his shoes when he was 2. And this is just terrible. The police officers, especially white ones, they just keep on just doing this to these young black men. And this is the problem with them. Wait, what? 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 They were what? What color were the officers? This just in, ladies and gentlemen. So, it turns out that the officers that are responsible for this, they turned out to be, can we say black? Can we say black? Okay. Oh, they turned out to be natural-born African Americans were the cops that killed Tyree. More when we get back. The news reporter throws his dang on microphone down. God darn it! Why didn't anybody tell me that the police officers that were responsible for this, that they were black? Why didn't anybody tell me this? We had such a good story. Come on, Thomas. You didn't know that the police officers that killed this young man were black? We were first to have it too. We would have had great exclusive. I could have got on there and been on with CNN to report this. Gosh, it just turned out to be ninjas. Ugh. But here's the deal, though. All because they jumped ahead of the game and was telling everybody that these police officers that did this to this boy in Memphis were white. They were trapped. And guess how they got themselves out of it, ladies and gentlemen? Guess how they got themselves out of it? They turned around and said, yeah. So back to that story. Oh, so what we were trying to say to you guys is this. Those black officers that killed that black man, they were all the black face of white supremacy. Can y'all believe that? They still turn it around and tried to make it about racism. That these black men that did this to this young man, these black police officers that did this to this young man, they only did it because they are the black faces of white supremacy. Negroes, listen to me when I'm the Negro whisperer too. Look what they're doing. Negroes, you are incapable of making any decisions, be it good or bad, if there's not any white person behind you coercing you to do it. I went to college, got 2 different degrees because I had some white person that intervened and just pushed me right on through. I sat there and listened to everything that white person said, y'all. Yes, sir, master, I shows do's it. What she wants me to do is take a college assessment, master, so I can get sent to college. Well, master, I shows don't know what college is. Helps me get there, master. And by the time me gets to college, master, you shoes I's gonna be able to talk like you so I can be accepted among peoples like yourself, master. This is what they're doing. They are taking every possible inch that we give them and turning it into a racial thing, ladies and gentlemen. And some of you idiots, you're buying into this nonsense. Y'all did the same thing they did with Larry Elder. Larry Elder running for governor in California. Oh, Larry Elder, the new black face of white supremacy. And black folks, y'all not even backing us up on this. It's absolutely, you guys are the target, only temporarily now, because I'm telling you right now, black people, listen to me. Negroes, listen to me. You are not going, I give it, I don't know, I might be wrong, but I'm giving it 15 to 20 years. Negroes, you are not going to matter no more. I want to tell you why, because those open borders are going to be the new elite's target. It's going to be about brown folk now. It's going to be about those people crossing the border. It's not going to be about y'all. Matter of fact, can I ask y'all something right now? Where's y'all reparations, huh? Where's y'all, oh, Joe Biden not going to let them do no redlining, huh? Where's it at? 2 years in, right? Where's it at? Black folks, where's it at? How come y'all not going to Biden? They're not even talking about y'all no more. They send that money to Ukraine. Oh, my God. They sent this money to Ukraine for a war that we're not even needing to be involved in, and they're not even taking care of you. They're letting people flood into this country that's going to make things worse. Fentanyl has skyrocketed, killing people left and right. And I told y'all, when y'all sit there and y'all keep on doing the same, they're giving you what you want. If you keep on voting the same way, they're giving y'all what y'all asked for. Y'all want nothing, you got nothing. You voted for nothing. This is how they play out for folks. So back to this story, folks. If you have not seen the video, hey, I'm just letting y'all know right now. It's pretty graphic. It's pretty crazy, y'all. It is. And I don't care who you are. That is completely barbaric. And look, they say viewer discretion is advised. It's definitely advised when it comes to this video. It is disgusting. It is irate. It made me feel sick. It made me feel instant anger. The same way I would feel if it was white officers, ladies and gentlemen. So at first, they had nothing to go with in regards to momentum in this story. But now, because they slept, look, y'all white people, y'all been attacked. They slapped y'all on that because they slapped white people on this as being involved, because y'all are the reason why these black cops did this, you know, white people. I'm sorry, white folks, I'd be at a point right now like, look, okay, I'm kind of fed up being blamed for everything. I mean, because white people, y'all are being blamed for everything. Y'all the reason why I'm in the radio talking right now. It's y'all fault. I can't even do this by myself. Want to know why? They got to have a white dude in here watching me, make sure I don't steal nothing. Yeah, my producer Kevin is here with me right now. They say, oh, he's in there to help you. No, he's not, y'all. They got Kevin in here watching, make sure I don't steal nothing, because you know how black folks is, right? Come on now, get real. Get real. But they have to push this momentum so they can keep on carrying on this agenda and keeping every last one of us divided. That's all it's about, is dividing, folks. Everything that's been going on for the last 2 years has been completely about dividing us. And I'll hit on this a little bit more when we come back. We're getting ready to take a break, folks. You're listening to Cities 92.9, the news and talk of Bloomington Normal.
Cities 92.9's dependable weather from WMBD.
I'm WMBD Chief Meteorologist Chris Yates. Expect a chance for some passing rain and snow showers with highs in the low 40s today. Tonight, rain showers early, giving way to a wintry mix overnight.
Again, appreciate all you guys all being in here chatting right now. Don't forget to hit that like button, all that. If you do send something through Cash App, thank you, appreciate it. If you don't send nothing, thank you, appreciate it. You guys all being in here, you guys all leaving your comments in here and this and that and the third. I really appreciate that. All right, really appreciate that. Double check to make sure that you guys are still subscribed to the channel. I guarantee you there's 124 people in here right now. I guarantee you all 124 of you are not subscribed to the channel. And I guarantee you half of the ones that are in here right now, you are trolls, you are paid YouTube, and you're also YouTube's automatic sign-on AI to make sure that I don't say nothing out of place that's going to end up causing this to start buffering. Guaranteed.
Cutting through the clutter, helping you make sense of the news. And you've been helping us spread the truth. It seems appropriate to give our listeners like you a special designation. You are now an honorary member of the Cities 92.9.
Hey, appreciate the ones that are still subscribed. Appreciate that for y'all letting me know.
I'm a member of the Cities Legion.
Hi, I'm Redan, and I'm a member of the Cities Legion.
No member cards needed. No member dues. Americans who love the Twin Cities and who are listening every day.
The left cannot cancel me. They tried, but they can't.
Hey, Tia J just sent the $5 Cash App. I'm gonna look. I know I'm just calling people out. Tia J with the $5 ball. Hey, really appreciate you for sending that in here, sis. Hey, Bloomington Normal. How's it going? I am Ty Smith, Modern Renaissance Man, and you're listening to my show, Cancel This. The phone number here is area code 309-451-9299. You can text the show at that same number, 309-451-9299. If you would like to see me live in the studio where I can interact with you and you interact with me, go onto YouTube and type in Modern Renaissance Man in the search, and you will see a thumbnail of me being live in the studio where you can interact with me and I interact with you. All right, folks. So before we took the break, you guys all heard me talking about this whole ordeal that went down in Memphis, Tennessee, with the black police officers are being charged right now for the murder of a young black man. And it's gone complete bonkers because instead of us sitting there focusing on the wrong that was done, we're not focusing on the wrong that has been done. You take a situation like this and turn it into your political agenda. When a white boy in Buffalo shot up, oh, white supremacy. The white boy up there in Highland Park, oh, white supremacy. Black kid goes and shoot up a school. Oh, wait a minute, don't put that out there. Yeah, y'all do know that, right? Y'all do know that a black kid did the same thing, except he didn't kill anybody. He shot 8 people in this school, but none of them died. And y'all barely heard about it, right? The boy got out of jail. They had a party for him. You know, that's what they do for Negroes. That's what Negroes do. You go to jail for committing a crime, you get out, throw a party for him. You go to college and you graduate. Oh, you one of those uppity Negroes. You one of those uppity ninjas. They don't do nothing for you. In fact, you get damned for doing something like that because now you're considered to be uppity and you're trying to be like white people. It's amazing that they make white people that as a comparison. Because you decide not to want to be in a certain predicament like the ghetto, the hood, the projects, then you're considered to be trying to be like white people. Ridiculous. So, with that being said, I got a few things in here. Somebody wrote here, said, they let him have the 1-2 Scooby-Doo. Oh, wow. Somebody wrote right here, I'm done here. I ain't coming back here. This two-party system is complete brainwash. I don't know what that means. We have V who says, I'm feeling like this was a personal. He said, I feel like this was personal beef. We have Jay who said, ties. I'm not going to read that. That's too funny. We have Thomas here who said, what the police officer did to this young man is just flat out wrong. Plain and simple. Don't matter what color they are. I'm with you on that. So my point in saying what I just got done saying, ladies and gentlemen, is this. Whenever you have something like this that has happened, what we all need to be focusing on as Americans, we need to be focusing on the fact that it was wrong. Just had Unconventional One with a $2 super chat saying, being such a true asset to the people. Hashtag you are needed. I really, really appreciate that right there. You are conventional. I appreciate the super chat there. If something is wrong, it's just wrong. Plain and simple. Now, to one of the commenters who said this seemed like this was personal beef. Now, I'm just being honest. Some of you, there might be some old school listeners out there listening to this personal beef. What he's saying is they might have had some sort of agenda. They might have been planning on being vindictive. They wanted to get revenge, some shape, form, and fashion, and that's why they did to him what they did. But at the same time, for how they did it, ladies and gentlemen, it's sickening, man. It's terrible. So why would we allow media to take such a terrible event to where all Americans, white people, and black people all came together and saw this and said how terrible this was? Somebody's going to be responsible for this. Go to the dang on chief of police. White people and black people were all united on this and how terrible it was and how we were coming together to come after these police officers that did this. And sure enough, right when this was happening and as it was happening, media had to jump in there and say this is a result of white supremacy. See, these Negroes, these ignorant Negroes, they don't know. I'm going to go into character for y'all. I know y'all like when I do this on Cities 92.9. Hey, those 6 Negroes you got out there, you making sure they're going out there and harassing their kind? Sure enough, boss. Well, hey, tell them this. I want them to go on the southwest side of Memphis and find a little ninja that they can go out there and just go get after him. Because this kid, he disrespected me one time. So, I can't go out there and do it, Tom. So I want you to go out there and send those 6 ninjas out there to go take care of their own kind. Because the boy said something he wasn't supposed to say to me. Righty, boss. I'll call him right up. They all come marching in there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, massa. I want you boys to go out there and find this, I don't know how the heck to say his name. I don't know if it's Tyr or Tyree, whatever the case may be. But he said something a few weeks ago disrespecting me, and I want you boys to go over there and take care of it. I can't do it, because I don't look right, and it won't be right. But I want you guys to go out there and insert my hatred upon your own kind. Heck, you do it anyway. Not going to look any different. Nobody's going to care. Go out there and do it for me, boys. Yes, sir, massa. Hey, boys, let's get all together and go out there and find this boy, because Massa wants us to go out there and do it for him. We have to do, Massa gonna love us a lot more if we goes out there and we do this for him. Let's go out there and kill that boy. Well, no, we can't kill him now. Let's beat him real hard. Let's just teaches him a lesson, because Massa says so. Yeah. Ty, that is ridiculous, man. I'm trying to tell you, this is what media is putting it out there like, folks. They're putting it out there like these black men did not decide to do this because of some personal vendetta they might have had against them. No, they only did it because some white superior told them to go out there and do this. So what does that do for black people? Listen to me. I'm telling you, it's a trick of the enemy. They do this all the time. It's not your fault, black people. Anything that happened to black people, no matter what it is that y'all do in your life, it's not y'all's fault, because you guys are victims. Even though you killed somebody, it's not your fault, Negroes, because y'all don't know any better. You guys are all victims. Now I got a question. If these police officers are indeed completely charged, are they going to be let out? I'm just saying, because everybody else that's committing crimes is getting right back out. I'm just saying. You can don't take my word for it. Look at stories all day long. You will find stories all day long of somebody going back to jail because they committed another crime. because they were let out early on parole. They got a 30-year sentence, but they only served 2 and got out. So what I'm saying as far as this, they are still playing this game on black folks, and black folks, you should be pissed off and offended because they keep on wanting you to be in the victim Olympics. These men, if they indeed did this and had the intentions on hurting that boy to the extent of killing him, these black men are completely wrong. But for somebody to come out and try to use another means as the reason why they did that is, now that to me, that's some racist nonsense. It's racist against white people, and it's racist and subconsciously to black people, because it's like, oh, well, they can, they can't do this by themselves. A white person had to put them up to this, because there ain't no black police officer just gonna go out there and do something like that. It had to be somebody white telling them to do that. That's why I sat there and I played those character roles, because anytime social media or some of you crazy, idiotic, snow cone color hair social justice warriors who don't know how y'all identify from the next minute to the other, this is the type of games that gets played. And y'all all just fall for this nonsense. Black folks just can't be like other people. And so when you do things like that, ladies and gentlemen, when you hear this type of talk, it makes it appear as if black folks really are nothing more than animals. They can't control themselves. They're not responsible for themselves. They eat their own young. Now, when I say eat their own young, I'm talking about killing your own kind. And let's be real, white people kill white people too. I'm just saying, but why is the focus mainly on black folks? Why is it to that extent? You would turn around, oh, we have to help them. Oh, their communities. Oh, they're disenfranchised. Oh, they don't have the same opportunities. Oh, they don't have this. Oh, some black police officers went out and killed another black man, but it's not the police officer's fault. It's because of white people. We put this system in place. This is why we need to teach diversity, equity, inclusion. Those police officers that killed a young black man, it's not their fault. We didn't get a chance to train them with diversity, equity, inclusion. They were still under the white supremacy system of how white men think. And they carried out the actions of what the white man thoughts were. It's not their fault. So now we need to move on to our another agenda, defund the police. Oh, that's going to come. That's going to come. Y'all know that's about to come, right? They're getting ready to do this whole thing again about defund the police, because now there's proof now that white supremacy is ruling through these police places. And now we got to defund the police. This is proof right now, because there's no way them black men would have did there on their own accounts. There's no way. It's an insult, ladies and gentlemen. It is an insult to your intelligence if you look just like I do. Putting the blame on somebody else. That's what they've been playing us with since I've been a kid, from day one. Victim Olympics. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a break here. More of the show when we come back. You're listening to Cities 92.9, the news to talk of Bloomington Normal.
Hey there, it's me, Scott Robbins, and you won't want to miss all the laps of Cities at 8 o'clock. Catch the Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins show weeknights starting at 8 on Cities 92.9.
Appreciate you guys all being here again.
From WMBD.
I'm WMBD Chief Meteorologist.
Let me see what y'all talking about in here. I've always said that for them to institute this plan, they have to know that over time, it will be increasingly difficult to implement because it becomes so obvious. Exactly. All right, let's see. Okay, Tia J, I already read that off. Who sent the $5 super chat? Tia said, thank you. I'm going to read it off for you. It's kind of adjusting right now. I don't know why that did that, but let me see if I can come back. All right. I froze for a little bit there, y'all. Sorry about that. Little podcast. How you doing, sir? Yeah, I do a little radio too, podcast. I do it on the weekends. That's why the channel was called Modern Renaissance, man. I do some of everything, man. By the way, for all of you guys that are in here, if you want to have a conversation with a bunch of different dynamics to it, hearing things like real to where you can see black folks agree and disagree and not be violent, go check out my guy little podcast. If you can see him in here, his little podcast produced it. That's what it's called. And he just put his name up there. If y'all can see it, it's called Little Podcast Producer. Go check him out. Go subscribe to him. Y'all will be able to see some really good dynamics of how black folks can just have a good time. We talk, we go at it, but we still end up showing love. Period. In fact, the other day when I was on there, they said, they even pointed out, like, okay, we got our conservatives on here, and we had our disagreements and everything, but we still showed love. But nobody wants to see that. They just want to see us being violent. But again, it's called Lil Podcast. Go check him out. Subscribe to him. Have you researched Flat Earth? I mean, it appears that I live on one. I don't have to research it. Uh-oh. About to have y'all messed up. My real name is Kyrie Irving. For some of you that don't know, I'm on break right now. Jane, thank you for saying that. Said I'm subscribed and have been. Appreciate that.
In the car, in the office, in the fields, or in your basement, it doesn't matter where you're working. Thanks for making Cities.
Kelly Williams, appreciate that for being subbed as well.
Thank you. Tell us that you're listening on cities929.com for your chance to win an oil change from Alexander's Collision and Service Center and gift cards from Jimmy John's. Tell us where you listen to Cities 92.9 at work at cities929.com.
Hey, Bloomington Normal. I am Ty Smith, modern Renaissance man, and you're listening to my show, Cancel This. The phone number here is area code 309-451-9299. You can text the show at area code 309-451-9299. If you would like to see me live in the studio where you can interact with me and I interact with you, go over to YouTube, type in Modern Renaissance Man, and once you do that, you will see me live in the studio when you click on the thumbnail where you can interact with me and I can interact with you and I can read off some of your comments. So, for example, here, to the listening audience out there in Bloomington right now, someone said, my friend driving a semi through these places got me praying for more. Someone here says the Amrika symbol is the screaming eagle clutching a bunch of arrows in each claw. If you take one arrow and bend it with force, it will break. Many arrows together cannot break. Okay, I get that. We're talking about the unity there, right? Someone here, Mama Carol, says, I'm censored. Half my comments don't make it up, so I stopped saying much. Yeah, YouTube started censoring comments. Someone said this craziness went viral in 2008 and it needs to be done with. Gosh, get over it already. We're all just different colors of dirt anyway. One race, the human race. That is exactly right. I completely, 100% agree with that. Let's see. What else we got here? Someone said desecration of a melanated nation. When Nate Dogg and Warren G be hitting regulations. No, I'm just messing with you because I wanted to add something else onto there. So anyway, folks, before we took the break, you guys all heard me going in about this whole ordeal that happened in Memphis with the 6 black, and I guess, they want to emphasize it, the 6 black police officers killing a young black man, and they were all fueled by white supremacy because apparently the police officer them that they grew up with are this so-called white ideology that might be in the police systems that's existed there forever. They didn't get a chance to get taught diversity, equity, and inclusion yet to help them with their actions and what they did to this young man. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, the best thing that we can all do right now is pray for that family that lost their son. Because this was terrible. I mean, I'm not for nobody this happening to anyone, but this was a terrible incident. It should not have happened. Yes, I'm going to say this right now. Police officers definitely, in certain cases, they all definitely need to have training when it comes to de-escalating situations, et cetera, et cetera. But at the same time, and this is not me justifying this, there are times where people can take you there. I get it, y'all. I get it that y'all would tell me police are held to a higher standard. Me being in the medical field, I'm held to a higher standard. But at the same time, rest assured, I let my patients know if certain things go down, I let them know that I'm human. For example, we had just got done doing a knee reconstruction on a young girl. She was 15 years old. When they get done with surgery post-op, we go in there, we check on them to see how they're doing, et cetera, right? So I go in there because we're going to get ready to work with this girl to get her up and walking and all this. She's pretty young, you know. And while I was in there with the family, I was explaining to them what the procedure was going to be, et cetera, et cetera. Well, while reading her chart, she had some STDs and stuff going on, and she also had a broken pelvis, just to let y'all know. What happened is that while I was in the room, I was checking out her wound on her leg to see what it looked like post-surgery, make sure there was no swelling, no redness, you know, possible infection, right? While I was in there, this guy was sitting over in the corner. He said to me, well, whatever it is you're getting ready to do, if she so much as even have an inch of pain, you and I are going to have some problems. Now, when he said this to me, I was squatting down on the side of the girl's bed looking at her wounds because we did it laparoscopically, okay? While looking at her knee, I looked over at the girl's family members and I just go, huh? And then her mother goes, oh, it's her boyfriend. He just trying to be protective. I was like, oh, I don't get what he said. He said, what I said is she better not have an inch of pain, whatever it is you're getting ready to do, or you and I are going to have problems. I thought I was getting ready to lose my job because me squatting down, I guess this guy did not know how big of a person that I was. I stood up. I said, sir, are you threatening me? He said, you heard it correctly. If she so much as even have any pain while you're getting ready to move her leg, you and I are going to have problems. I stood up. I walked over into his face. I got into closing distance to where my nose, no, not my nose, my chin was almost touching his forehead. I looked down at him. I said, all I want you to do is tell me what you just got done saying with the threat in there. And I said, and when you get done saying that, you and I both can walk outside these hospital doors right now. I can take this badge off because it's a whole different ball game. He said, well, I said, no, well, nothing. Say to me what you just got done saying a minute ago with that threat involved in it as well. And we're going to walk outside these doors. What do y'all think he said to me? He sat there quiet, and I told him to leave out of the hospital because, number one, I said, sir, you are 24 years old and she is 15. So maybe I should call security. Get out of here. What I'm saying that for is this. I'm not going to sit here and act like what I did and how I responded was perfect. But what I am telling you is that things can happen to the best of us to take us out of so-called, what I want to call character. That particular day, and what that guy said to me 3 times, he caught me at a wrong time. I was already going like the 11th hour of working or something like that, and he caught me at the wrong time. And when I went over to him and got in his, I was so close to the dude. Like he felt my breath on his forehead. And he's a little short dude. I went right to my dang on administrators then, and I told him, I think y'all are probably going to fire me. They said, what? I let them know the whole entire situation. And I'm not going to tell y'all no more details in it, but when it all came down to it, Ty Smith was in self-defense mode because I was being threatened. And then we called the police and all that, and he was arrested for statutory rape because the girl did have some STIs, and it came from him. Nobody was supposed to talk about it. What I'm saying that for is I'm not justifying it, because if I would have got fired that day, I would have had to have taken it. But what I got back from my higher-uppers, they told me, no. They said, Ty, what you told him, and I'm being real. What I said to him, I said, if you threaten me, I said, we can go outside these hospital doors and I will take this badge off. So I got off because I didn't threaten him. I just told him he and I can go outside the hospital doors and I'll take my badge off. So that wasn't a threat is what they said. Because they said, we don't know what you would have did. You just said we can go outside the hospital doors and you're going to take that badge off. So I was able to keep my job. But if they would have fired me, it would have been completely justified. And I would have been in the wrong. And I would have took it like a man. What am I saying that for? In cases like this, understand this and realize this, folks. It can happen to the best of us. But 6 people, 6 of them? That was just me. Now, I can't imagine that there were 6 other medical professionals there and we all went off like that. In this case, now, I'm just being real. Was there not one of them that could have said, hey, wait, hey, bro, hey, wait, you're doing too much. Hey, anything, y'all. I don't know. But for 6 of them to be going off like how they did, woo, y'all, this is going to be, woo. This is going to be hard. This is going to be a hard one. Some people wrote in there and said, hey, this kid wasn't a threat. Go back and listen to the videos. You're going to hear different police officers saying things like he had his hand on Mark's gun. He reached for this. He did this. This is why it was going on. So you're going to be able to go back and hear it. But one thing we cannot do, ladies and gentlemen, we cannot sit here and try to put this blame on anybody else other than the officers that were involved in it. Plain and simple. That's it. If they get charged for murder based off of what each individual cop did, the best thing that they can do is just take it. Take it like a man. Admit that you were wrong. Apologize to that family. We as Americans, what we should be able to do and what we ought to be doing is uniting behind the family, uniting behind what's right and what's wrong. It's really that simple. Was it right what the police officers did? No. Was it right what the young man did if he was resistant, if he was trying to fight back? No. But we always have to have a victim. And in this case, they're making it out to the rest of you Americans like there's 7 victims. The kid that got murdered, the police officers that did it, all of them are victims because Negroes ain't nothing but victims. That's it. Police officers are going to be justified anyway because they all got this blah, 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 blah. Already we had another side saying, oh, man, they were quick to charge these black police officers, but look how long it took them to charge these white police officers when they did. See, that's the reason why we just can't have it. Oh, my goodness, folks. It does not matter. If we seen something that was done wrong and the justice system did something out of pocket, it's wrong as well. If we see something done wrong and the justice system end up putting these officers in jail, we still gonna find some shape, form, or fashion to say how this is completely wrong. It's gonna have something to do with racism. See, look at the black officers, they immediately got them in jail, blah, 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 but they didn't do that to the white police officers. See, the white people, it's you, look, they're steady keeping every last one of us fighting over this. That's all they want to do is keep every last one of us fighting over this. Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a question. When you see a glass of water and they say, is the glass half empty or the glass is half full? How do you guys usually respond? Some of you say, I would say the glass is half full. Some of you would say the glass is half empty. I'm one of those people that say, I want to know who poured it. That's the person that got the answer to it. That's it. Or the person that drank it. That's what I'm asking. I want to know, did somebody pour it and leave it? Or did somebody drink it and leave it? Because that's where the answer lies in. So what I'm telling y'all that is this. That's what they do with us through social media. They just give y'all the glass and say, is it half empty or half full? They don't want y'all to ask who poured it or who drank it. That's what they do to us. We don't ask the right questions. Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready to take another break. More to show when we come back. You're listening to Cities 92.9, the news and talk of Bloomington Normal. It's 4:46.
Yep. 446.
Dang.
Went quick today, didn't it?
Man.
Last week was my first 2-hour show, and I felt like it went quick.
Yeah. It was crazy because whenever they were first getting me to do this, Chris was like, "Oh, 2 hours can be very strict." I was like, "Do you know how long I stream on my YouTube channel? Like, I go 5-6 hours easy."
Yeah.
Like, and then they got ads and stuff in here too. So I mean, that doesn't even.
No, it ends up averaging out to around like an hour and a half of content.
Mm-hmm. You have Instagram stuff, right?
Hmm?
You have Instagram?
I have my personal one. I'm going to make one for my show
Oh,
specifically.
perfect. That's gonna be good for you being able to do those like shorts.
Yeah.
Like I'll show you like the one I did for you whenever you got the phone and got old boy. People was like, "Dang, smack down." But then the ladies were more concerned about how you look. I'm like this. I've seen this whole conversation. I'm like, y'all. There's this whole thing of just these women in there like, show them. They like screenshotted you and everything.
Oh my god. My girlfriend was jealous. She was like, "These people are asking like you're married and stuff."
Yeah.
And I was like, "I told them." Like,
When I posted it on my Instagram, everybody was concerned about, hey, so all of a sudden they came up.
That's funny.
What's going on, Bloomington Normal? I am Ty Smith, modern Renaissance man. You're listening to my show, Cancel This. Yes, it's called Cancel This. I hope there's some leftists out there listening. You heard it right. For the leftists in the back, cancel this. The phone number here is area code 309-451-9299. You can text the show at area code 309-451-9299. So, guys, you guys all heard before we took the break what I was talking about when it came to what happened down in Memphis with the police officers. I was explaining to you guys how, as Americans right now, we all to be united against anything that's done wrong. I mean, isn't that our whole purpose of how this country was founded? We didn't like certain situations. We didn't like certain circumstances, so we rebelled against it. And we are who we are today because of that. Oh, I don't want to necessarily say we are today. We are who we were about a good 20 years ago, but today is a different ball game, which is going to lead me to my next subject. And I'm going to close out the Memphis thing. Let's just leave it where it be, folks. And what I'm saying that for is this. If it's wrong, it's wrong. Period. I don't care what the color of the person is. Get all your facts first. Get as many different details as you can. Get as many different angles as you can. Form your own opinion. But when it all comes down to it, if something was wrong, it's just wrong. Period. Pay attention to how these sources would try to throw agendas on there. Somebody told me, can you repeat that half glass thing you just gave again? Okay. So what I said was this. Some people would be asked, is the glass half empty? Or is the glass half full? I'm the person that says the only person that can answer that question to me is the person that, one, either drank that water if the glass was full, or the person that might have poured the water in the glass starting off. That individual has the answer. Where is that individual? The reason I use that analogy is because I told you guys, when it comes to media, even me, if I'm giving you guys content and I'm saying things to you, that's my version of a glass half empty or a glass half full. It's up to you guys to find out who is the source that either drank the water or poured the water. That's where your answer lies in. What am I saying that for? When they came out and we all saw what happened, they instantly threw in there and said that this is a result of white supremacy. Folks, listen to me when I tell y'all. If you do not believe what Ty Smith is saying right now, great, because I don't want you to. I want you to go and research this stuff yourself. If you have access to a computer, go onto Google, right? When you go onto Google, Type in, "This is an attack on our democracy," repeated amongst multiple news stations. You're going to see hundreds, if not thousands, of news stations across America all saying the same exact thing verbatim. So the question that I get asked and the question I get shown is this: Ty, do you see them? They say this is an attack on our democracy. Ty, look at all these videos. Look at all these videos. Then I say to you guys, we need to be asking, who is giving them to say this on the teleprompter? That's where your answers are going to lie in, folks. Your answers are going to lie in who is the one that's pushing this information out. And whoever is pushing this information out, why? But the thing is, I'm one of those individuals that I can discern through a lot of whole nonsense, so I'm able to call it right from the beginning. It's to simply divide. Ladies and gentlemen, everything that's being pushed out in this current condition right now is to do nothing more than divide us. Divide us off of our sex. There ain't even no freaking such thing as sex. Okay, y'all want me going on that? There ain't even a such thing as sex no more. There's no such, there ain't even a gender. When somebody can say how many genders are there and they say there's infinity, then to me there's no, if something is priceless, that means it can't be bought, right? There are no more genders. I'm the individual, guys, and I thank y'all for this. Anybody that's on Instagram, the whole nine, I appreciate y'all. I looked up, I had like 20,000 subscribers on Instagram or followers, and now I'm at 40,000. I really appreciate y'all for that. It's crazy. All because I'm going on there and I'm just really calling up the BS. All I'm simply saying is there's two genders, there's a boy and a girl, that's it. Or there's a man and a woman, that's it. I don't care what you say, that's it. And it amazed me because if somebody will make a video in response to, okay, excuse me, my name is Teramistas, and I was born male, but actually, my gender, no, my pronouns, first of all, my pronouns are cis, kiss, ses, tis, sit, piss, fist, talk, pock, doc, hawk, hawk, hack, hack. Those are my pronouns. And Ty, you are completely wrong because there are so many genders out there. Like, see, here's the deal. Your problem is, see, you've been brought up during a time where there was Mr. Rogers, and Mr. Rogers said, I understand all that, but here's the thing. Mr. Rogers was not born during a time where he knew that there was more than one gender. He was only able to go along with what he had there, honey. That's what he was able to do. So that's why Mr. Rogers did not know. So for you to come out and make your videos telling people that there's only men and women and boys and girls, you could be hurting people. You should stop. They don't even say stop. They add a Z to it. You know when they're feminine like that, they add a Z to it. He didn't say stop. He says zap, zap. Don't do that, zap. I get right back on there. You have lost your mind. You guys are doing our people harm right now. Want to know why? Because you are having these people thinking that they are boys when they are actually girls. You're having girls thinking that they are boys when they are actually girls. They're going out and getting their genitals completely changed, having surgery done to it where they would never be able to experience the pleasures of being intimate with the opposite sex. They want to have the pleasure of something that takes place when you climax and you are giving life, or when life is happening. You will never be able to experience that. And not only that, they will never be able to go back. And you saying that I'm causing harm because I'm getting on here and telling you there's a boy and there's a girl. That's it. I don't care what YouTube say. I don't care what your doctors say. I do not care what anybody say. Let me tell you what I do care about is truth. And you want to know what is truth? Men have penises, women have vaginas. When those two puzzle pieces connect, something awesome happens. It's called conception. In the end, ladies and gentlemen, all this stuff is set up to do is to destroy you and me. I'm not going to sit there and pedicate with any of these folks. All they do is get on the only place. Let's keep this real. Y'all want to keep it real? Bloomington Normal, because I know some of y'all listen on here. Some of your snow cone color hair social justice warriors. I know y'all listen on here. The only place where y'all are really indeed have an audience that's backing y'all up or anything is what we call on YouTube or social media. And y'all don't know it. None of y'all will go down and be so bold and do this stuff in places like where I lived at before. Y'all won't even do it. I live in a very nice suburb area right now. You will not come and bring none of that nonsense to our neighborhoods. You definitely not gonna go to the hood and do none of that. Try going. Oh my! All the ones out there that's pushing this agenda. Try going to the hood and go in there and tell them that they kids. There's 99 million different. Go in there and do that and watch what happens. You guys are only protected in a false world. Y'all are protected through virtual reality. That's it. So what it does is setting you up for failure. It's setting you up for danger. Y'all got upset with me because there was a video that got shown to me. It said, I'm Thomas and I'm transgender. I'm Michelle and I identify as multiple blah, 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 blah. My name is such and such and my pronouns are named off all the pronouns. My name is such and such and I'm this. And I said, and I don't care. And the reason why it is this. I don't care what you call yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, understand this because I know some of y'all out there listening. I can see y'all on YouTube as well. Listen to me when I tell you this. You make yourself a target when you go out there and you do things like this. If I keep on making videos and expressing to the whole world that I'm just a straight man and I got and I'm married to my wife and every video has something to do with me being straight, I'm sitting there with just my underwear on, and every time I'm putting clothes on, I'm explaining to you guys how awesome it is to be in my straightness and how awesome it is when I'm putting my shirt on in my straightness, and I'm talking about my wife all the time, and I have this whole freaking parade of people who jump on board, and all we're talking about is straightness, and we got a straight month and all this stuff like that. If we keep on doing that, people, there's going to be individuals out there in the world that do not like you, and they're going to target you. So what I'm saying that for, if certain people that's out there that are trans and gay and all your pronouns, nobody cares. We wouldn't know it if y'all wasn't opening y'all mouth to the whole world. We don't care. And then y'all get pissed off because I said to you. Y'all want somebody to care about the fact that y'all are gay or y'all trans or y'all lesbian, y'all got all these pronouns. Nobody cares. And they don't care. You want somebody to care and they never will. You guys make yourselves a target by putting it out there and trying to make people accept it. Live your life. Do what you do. Don't care what nobody thinks because that's what the rest of the world is doing. Nobody cares about you and what you are. Live your life. Be good to people. Be kind. And just, that's it. Do life. That's it. It's really that simple. Do you think I'll go around caring about what y'all think of me? Because I don't. I live my life. That's it. I don't go announce to the world what I am and what I do and all that. I don't. But y'all do. And that's how you can make yourself a target for individuals that do not like y'all. So do yourself a favor, folks. Cut it out. We're getting ready to end the show right here, folks. I really appreciate you guys all tuning in. I am Ty Smith, Modern Renaissance Man, and I hope and pray that every last one of you guys have food, shelter, and clothing. And most of all, I hope and pray every last one of you guys are in great health. God bless you all through Jesus. That was weird.